So guys, Botswana, the president of Botswana, that is President Duma Boko, has just launched a mega project in Botswana. Actually, during his tenure, when he was just assuming office, a lot of people say that he was not going to make it because of the state of the country that he had when he took power. So in today's video, we have to look at what Duma Boko is doing right in the southern part of Africa. Then when we come back, we can analyze this video further. In fact, the project is worth $2 billion US. Can you even imagine that? Building a city from scratch in Botswana. That is something that is amazing, and we have to comment on it. We have to give flowers where the flowers are being deserved. So let's have a look at this project, what Duma was speaking about in relation to this project. Then when we come back, we can analyze this video further.
We are here today to break ground on New Botswana City, a master development within the Seseretsekama International Airport Special Economic Zone. At the center of its first phase is the Al-Badat Botswana Global Exhibition and Convention Center, Botswana's first world-class exhibition and convention venue. The project speaks directly to the economic transition we've set for ourselves, from diamond dependence to a more diversified, inclusive, and digitally driven growth. Diversification becomes meaningful when it is anchored on robust building blocks. It needs serviced land, working and climate-resilient infrastructure, and institutions capable of supporting fruitful partnerships. It needs investors with capital and capability. It needs suitable venues where people can meet, trade, exhibit, and negotiate. New Botswana City is one such building block, standing on approximately 1.24 million square meters with an investment of nearly $2 billion US. This development comprises exhibition and convention infrastructure, a business district, residential buildings, hotels, retail space, public amenities, green infrastructure, and smart city systems. The real measure of success, however, will be the value this development adds to the economy. It will be measured by the level of activity it draws into Botswana. Investors, trade missions, conferences, exhibitions, tourism spend, local suppliers, professional services, and opportunities for citizen-owned enterprises. Botswana Development Corporation is the government partner in this project. BDC has contributed land and contributed, as you've heard, secured a 5% national equity stake. That stake carries a broader national purpose. It gives Botswana direct participation in a privately financed development, while the broader national return must come through employment, procurement, skills transfer, tax revenues, tourism, receipts, and opportunities for local enterprise. Strategic land must produce strategic value. That is the standard by which this partnership should be judged. During construction, this development is expected to support about 14,000 to 21,000 jobs, including 6,000 to 9,000 direct roles and 8,000 to 12,000 indirect opportunities across supply, logistics, catering, security, and site support. The majority of these positions are expected to be filled by Botswana through recruitment, training, and workforce development programs. Once fully operational, New Botswana City is expected to support 25,000 to 37,500 total direct and indirect jobs. And these will include permanent direct jobs across the exhibition center, the business district, hotels, retail, property management, and support services. These numbers matter because citizens experience development through work, through contracts, wages, skills, services, and opportunity. A project of this size must be felt by the worker on site, the young graduate seeking experience, the local contractor, the transport operator, the technician, the hotel worker, the event organizer, the farmer supplying food, and the small business that earns a viable commercial opportunity. This is what makes national participation visible.
Brothers and sisters in Africa, that is what we call development. That is what we as Africans aspire. Okay? So we have to applaud President Duma Boko for this amazing, amazing project to make sure that Africa as a continent is seeing and realizing its potential. We love President Duma Boko because he is one of the pioneers of this influence, the African influence, the Pan-Africanism, and stating the fact that we as Africans, we are punching below our weight, that we have massive and massive potential, we as Africans, that we have to tap into the potential that we as Africans, okay? Now, it's not President Duma Boko alone. We also have other presidents in Africa who are doing massive stuffs and massive development. Go to the Sahel region. And when we talk about Sahel region, I'm talking about Burkina Faso to be specific. Amazing stuffs. Go there and see for yourself how roads are being created, how the economy of the country is being catapulted to another level as far as development is concerned. Nationalization of mining areas. Now the countries are now seeing profit. They are realizing profit. Talk about education sector in Burkina Faso. President Traore is doing massive and massive stuffs. In fact, President Traore was the one who was now pioneering and who is pioneering the current state of currency within the Sahel region. Within the Sahel region, it is said that in the next 3 years they'll be done away, like the use of the franc as a currency in the Sahel region will be a thing of the past, because they are working on how to come up with their own currency so that to support the local economy. That is something that we as Africans are aspiring to see, okay? And we have to applaud these leaders who are selfless, leaders who are now loving their countries more than loving their families. Because it is in the nature of African leaders to love their families more than loving their countries, okay? Doing things for the benefit of themselves, them as individuals, not as a country. A lot of them. Actually, 90% of African leaders, they're just looting in office. They're not doing something that is constructive. So when we see such leaders like President Duma Boko, leaders like President John Ramani Mahama of Ghana, leaders like President Traore, leaders like this president of Rwanda, that is President Paul Kagame, they are doing massive development in Africa. So even though we have we are not respected in the real league when it comes to economy. We have leaders who are spearheading this thing. We have leaders who are doing the things that the citizens are aspiring. We have leaders who are doing good things within their economies, and we have to applaud them. Now, it's incumbent of us, we as citizens of these countries, to talk about the good things that these leaders are doing, and at least to motivate other leaders within our countries who are not doing the same thing to copy what they are doing. If we do that, then we as Africans are going to realize our potential. So if it's your first time here, just subscribe to this channel, and I see you next time. Bye bye for now.